My name is Sienna. My name is Anabelle.
My name's Ava, and for our video, we decided to ask the question, is the future of our food local?
Is the future of our food local? Well, it'll only be local if we decide it's going to be local.
Food sovereign means that the future is local, that we are supporting our local farmers, we're learning about them.
I remember that the fields were covered with crops, and you don't see that as much today, and that's what I hope that people will continue to use those fields and use the resources that we have, for the future.
I think the future can very well be local food. Like I said, it's a matter of getting enough people involved.
I think local food and local agriculture will probably be what will carry us through.
I feel that connecting youth to food and then the community with food is really the future.
I mean, no. Yeah, sorry. I wish that it was. I think as long as corporations run our world, no, they won't be.
We've kind of seen this dissolve of farming and ranching community outlets over time when big box companies kind of came in and reoriented everything about our food access.
It's corporate America, and I think that's tricky. For the small guy to stay involved.
Because anyone growing food knows that it is time intensive, it's energy intensive, absorbs all your resources. But what's happened with the commodification of our fruits, veggies, and food on such a large scale, people don't realize the true cost of food.
Well, when you order food from one corporation, you get your deliveries on one day and you deal with one person, and we work with many different farmers, and so it's just not as easy.
With the food system in particular being corporatized, independent business is super important.
So how does Love Apple and Manzanita utilize local and organic foods?
Well, we work with all the local farmers that we can find. Basically anything that we can get, we get first locally.
Because we serve primarily coffee, and coffee is not local, our local focus is more with people. So we try to make World Cup extremely accessible to locals. We've been in business for 30 years now, so we've had probably over 100 local employees at this point.
We here, that's what we do at Appleseed. Grow it all, sell it locally, produce 8 calves, or 8 steer a year maybe is what I get to butcher.
The farmhouse started like 10 years ago, and I felt that it was the thing that I could do to help the local farmers the most, was create an outlet that would use that food, promote that food. People would, taste it.
Our goal is to keep things affordable. All vendors pay a really low price to be there so that when they're out selling, they're making the most money as possible.
And how do you think Taos as a community can work to keep buying local, keep producing local?
One is individual people just really committing to that and taking the responsibility to connect with a farmer, plant a garden, go to the farmer's market when it's happening, and really make that economic choice to buy into that.
We have to have spaces that are willing to work with markets, with ranchers and growers, to invite them to a space that is accessible. Looking to the future, it's going to be collaboration. Since 2019, the little plot that I've had, I've invited a lot of young women, first-time growers who have never had any introduction to what an acequia is. And so creating that space where we can share skills and learn from one another, because it's really hard.
Taos in northern New Mexico is a special place, and because we have here the Taos Pueblo that has been growing and sustaining themselves for many years and generations, and also the local culture here, we have a propensity here to follow those footsteps. I think it's very important for youth to be involved in agriculture through education and food. And I did start a USDA school lunch program here at Farmhouse, and it's about 10 years old now. So we started with 175 meals, and now we're doing 1,000 a day. And we are using local organic food and cooking from scratch.
There's so much that young people can learn about food.
If the kids can stay involved in it, I think it's very promising for the future. It's just a matter of keeping them in the loop and wanting to be engaged in farming.
I guess it's just awareness. I mean, people cooking at home with their families and eating real food, because people don't eat real food anymore.
Learning to cook and cooking at home. If you don't know how to cook, you cannot eat local food, period.
If the future of our food is going to be local, we need to make that choice ourselves and support our local growers and farmers.
If the future of our food is local, we need to balance how we buy. Big corporations aren't going away, so we need to support our local farmers when we can. Through this video, we've obviously learned about the importance of local foods. However, going forward as a community, we need to work on making local foods more affordable and attainable for everyone.